A man overboard is one of the most serious emergencies at sea. But with good seamanship, thoughtful planning and regular practice, it can often be prevented and safely managed if it does happen. Life jackets, tethers, harnesses and the right safety kit make a difference. But more than anything, it's about experience. Every crew can build their own boat-specific knowledge by walking through each stage together and in advance. Prevention starts with understanding how and where to clip on. Get to know your tether system. How does it work? How far could you fall if clipped in at different points? These are questions best answered through hands-on experience, on the dock or even underway. Talk about it with your crew. Practice different scenarios. Good practice not only improves safety, but it can help you meet the routine onboard training requirements of the offshore special regulations. Make sure you and your crew inspect your safety equipment regularly to ensure it will work properly in an emergency. And remember, sometimes the tether itself becomes the danger, so don't just focus on clipping on, practice how to release or cut the tether if you have to. A successful man overboard recovery can be broken down into 3 core stages: immediate actions, approach, and recovery and aftercare. Every vessel, every crew, and every situation is different. That's why it's essential to train and talk through how each of those stages applies to your boat. Many of the first responses can be practiced without ever leaving the dock. Start with raising the alarm. Do your crew know where the VHF radio is? Can they find the Mayday card? Do they know how to use the man overboard button on the chart plotter? These are simple but crucial steps and easy to rehearse. Once underway, try using a bucket and fender to simulate a person overboard. This lets you practice boat handling and decision making in a realistic but safe way. Approaching a person in the water is where your boat handling really counts. Practice helps you figure out how your boat behaves in different conditions and how best to control it. Using a bucket and fender again to simulate a casualty, work on how you'll stop, where you'll stop, and how you'll stay aware of hazards on deck and in the water. It might take several attempts to get your approach just right, and that's exactly why we practice. With the boat under control, it's time to recover the casualty. This is where your preparation really pays off. Do you have a recovery plan? Is your gear accessible and familiar? Practice using your actual equipment, heaving lines, recovery slings, throw bags, whatever your boat carries. Have something ready to secure the person to the boat as soon as you reach them. Pulling someone out of the water is physically demanding. That's why dockside practice is so important. You can simulate recovery with a real person from a pontoon or dinghy and test different methods. Finally, think about what comes next. How will you shelter and care for the casualty? Do you know what to do for cold water shock or hypothermia? This is where your onboard first aid skills and your RYA and world sailing offshore personal survival training might just save a life. So, how will you prevent a man overboard? When was the last time you practiced? Is your equipment ready and is your crew prepared? What drills can you run and what conversations should you be having before you set off? Man overboard situations are rare, but when they happen, preparation makes all the difference. Talk, practice, be ready.